Welcome to our podcast, Learning, Leading Now, where we talk all things education and Mobile County Public Schools. I am your host, Renee Phillips, Director of Communication for Mobile County Public Schools, joined by our co-host,
Sally Erickson, the Community Engagement Specialist.
And our special guest today,
I'm Regina Rencher. I am the career coach housed at BC Rain High School.
Awesome. I love BC Rain, and we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. But first, we do this podcast. We're employees of the school system. We're also parents. I have a middle school boy and a high school boy, and you have graduates of Mobile County Public Schools.
Correct.
So tell us about that. Mm-hmm.
Yes, my oldest graduated from BC, from
you
Baker
got BC Rain on the brain.
Graduated from Baker High School in 2007, and my youngest graduated from Davidson High School in 2011.
So you have great representation of MCPSS.
I do.
Yeah. And was their experiences pretty good?
They were very good. My oldest was real involved at Baker as far as the band, and she ran track and had an awesome experience. And my youngest attended Davidson. She was in the EPIC program, and she participated in sports as well, volleyball, basketball, and golf. And they had awesome experiences with Mobile County.
That's good golf. I love when we have those unique sports that attract other students, right?
Right.
We have that. We have archery. My children are active in that. And we have fishing and bowling, all kinds of things.
I just found out today there is a student at Causey. He's only a 7th grader, and he is #1 middle school archery, according to one of the national associations. So I've been working on that this afternoon. That's pretty cool.
But it's just so neat because not everyone is into football or baseball or basketball. So I love that we have all these different opportunities for our students. Esports, though, I'm kind of I've got a son who loves the esports, but yeah.
Very strenuous, those esports.
Right. We added that this year at BC Rain.
Oh, you did? What has the response been?
The kids love it. So it's right now like an after-school program, but there's a lot of excitement. They love it.
Yeah, because you can get scholarships in that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a great year at BC Rain. I know you made it to the playoffs with football.
Right. It has been a great year. Real positive and motivating for our students for all of the things that
And getting to
happen at
use your
BC
new
Rain.
stadium.
Oh, yes. It's beautiful, too. And the kids were excited to go on it for the first time and, actually compete in their own stadium.
Mm-hmm. We were excited. We had a couple of games there for MCPSS TV, including the middle school champion. So that was a neat way to showcase BC Rain High School to middle school students who may go to school there, that they could come in and see the big high school stadium and play. So,
yes.
Yeah, it's so pretty. I think you have the prettiest one with the red.
I agree.
I think so, too. I went there to shoot practice back in September, and the band was playing, and the kids were playing football. And altogether, it was almost like being at a game. It was really, really fun.
So we talk about the stadiums, and I love Mr. Threadgill will say that it's not about football, it's about equity with the stadiums, that it's a way to kind of level the playing field, that the whole school, like for example, BC Rain, your band is there, the boosters can run the concession stand and make money, you're doing the ticket sales, you're doing all these things that help all the programs at the school, but also I'm sure you were there, were you at the dedication of the stadium?
Yes.
The best moment of all of this, I know we were running around dedicating all the different stadiums, and BC Rain, like after the pomp and circumstances of the ribbon cutting, the band marched on the field, and then the students, the football players ran out there, and it was just so funny because these are big guys, 16, 17, 18 years old, and they were just running and doing flips and celebrating. They were so happy to have a place to call their own. Did you get to see that?
I did see that. It was real exciting for them and almost humorous because they were really seriously enjoying the new field.
You could see it on their faces. And then I know the quarterback Amari Yelding,
Right.
He pretended to throw the ball. And someone pretended to catch it, and they pretended they got a touchdown, and they're doing the little victory dance. And it was just the best. I was like, this is why we do what we do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for that excitement we can bring to kids and that we see in the classrooms. And that's why you do what you do, right?
Yes, ma'am.
We have Ms. Rencher with us today to tell us all about aviation at BC Rain. So I was hoping you could give us an update on the plane the students are building.
Right. I actually see it ongoing daily, and they are actually pretty much working on the fuselage, getting ready to add the seats.
That's
So
fantastic.
it's moving right along.
Wow, it's come a long way. We
Yes,
were there a
it
couple
is.
weeks ago, and they were still working on the wings.
Right, yeah. So they've moved to the fuselage, and now the excitement is building because they are seeing that, hey, this is actually a plane, and the parts are forming, and they can see where, hey, this is where I will sit, and things like that. Real
And they
exciting.
also know that a lot of the things they're doing are actual careers where people make really good salaries.
Right, and that's the biggest push with our Signature Academy, the aviation piece, is to prepare them for the future. And they know, hey, I'm getting hands-on, and I can go into the industry straight out of high school with, experience under my belt.
Because a lot of our listeners may not realize this. You know, we have our signature academies. They're at all 12 high schools. You have a specialty. Yours is special, the aviation and aerospace, because your location near Brookley Airfield and all
Right.
that, and all the industry that's been coming into town or that has been here for a while, but has expanded over the last couple of years. But BC Rain was the first high school in Alabama where the students built a plane.
Correct. They built that RV-12, and actually, from the rivets all the way up until it's actually a full plane and being flown, so yes,
I flew in it.
I heard.
You're going to fly in this one, right?
I hope to, yes. I'm kind of looking forward to it,
Yeah, what was neat was they showed the kids what the plane was going to look like last time, and for a lot of them, it was their first time they were ever in an airplane, and they got to fly out of Brookley over downtown, fly past BC Rain, look at their school, and then when they built the plane, they got to come back and fly in it again, and just the pride that they had
Right.
was phenomenal. Like, I built this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can see that same experience or feeling happening now, when they see, hey, I actually held the tools and drilled the rivets in and things like that.
Yeah. Now, it is inspected before
Right.
they fly it.
Yes, it will be. It must meet FAA regulations. So, yes, ma'am, it will be inspected. And we're fortunate enough to have Mr. Booz on board now, who has 20-plus years of experience in it. He helped with the first bill, so to be there daily contributing, we know it's going to be, top-notch.
He is excited. We got to meet him when we were there, and he's glad to be at BC Rain and in the classroom with the kids.
Yes, and he's an alumni. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
Better.
Yes, he's an alumni, so it's like he's really, so excited and proud to be back because I'm giving back to a school that I actually graduated from. And he tells the kids, yeah, I was, a student here, and it was like this when I was here, and we didn't have this opportunity. Look at the opportunity you have. So that kind of adds to, enhancing the program because your instructor graduated from your high school.
Yeah. And then hopefully they can all go on and do great things and give back to their school one day.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Such pride with the Red Raiders.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, and just in case some of our listeners don't realize, any student who qualifies for the Signature Academy protocol is able to transfer from any of our 12 high schools into BC Rain, which is a really nice opportunity. And I think maybe some parents just don't realize that a Baker student could transfer to become an aviation student at BC Rain.
That's correct. If they're interested and the parents, are supportive and will provide transportation, we welcome all of them to come because it's just an awesome opportunity. You have the bill piece, which is our CTE lab, and then the tech side with Coastal Community College. So they're coming in on their aviation side, getting those technical courses under their belt. Those courses are towards a degree, if you decide to pursue that and get your A&P license and your airframe and power plant licenses.
So they're doing the hands-on. Are they learning the science, the engineering? What all are they learning at BC Rain?
They are learning all of that because they start out with the technical prep and the math side of it, and we offer the electricity. Basic electricity is the second course, and then the aircraft sheet metal. They're actually building the sheet metal before they get to the hands-on piece. So, yes, it's a very comprehensive program, and they are actual college students, starting their 10th grade year.
Because that's one big thing with all of our signature academies and all of our high schools. You have those opportunities to earn college credit
Right.
and or career credentials, right?
Mm-hmm, that's correct. With that dual enrollment, the way the program is set up with those students beginning in their 10th grade year, each semester they could take a course. So 3 years, you're talking about 6 courses. And it also allows them to attend during the summer of their sophomore year, 2 courses, junior year, 2 courses. So 10 courses under your belt before you graduate towards that applied science degree, you only need about 5 more of the aviation courses, and then take your required English, math. So maybe a year later, you'll have that associate's degree.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So they
Well,
are,
and also, I'm sorry.
they are college and career ready.
Right.
Definitely.
Well, even better, I was just going to say they've got several years. They've got a body of work built up by the time they're
Exactly.
in college.
At no cost to the parents.
Fantastic.
That's a plus.
Money in the wallet. That's great. And so we were able to see you and your colleagues because each of our high schools has a Signature Academy specialist, and to promote their specific course of study and to reach out to those business and industry partners and those colleges and those universities to partner with our kids to get them ready for the workforce and for the future. And so we were able to see you guys at the Signature Academy Showcase, which is neat. I got to go as a parent last year having an 8th grader who's now in 9th grade. But it is like a college fair where you can go. It is a true model of school choice. You can go to the Mitchell Center and look at all the different high schools and what they have to offer and learn about them and find the right one for you.
Right.
Did you enjoy that? Did you get to meet a lot of people, a lot of kids?
I met a lot of parents and students that had no idea that BC Rain offered that piece with the aviation. So telling them, hey, it's right here. Some of the parents were more excited than the students because, are you serious? So we want to promote it and let people know, hey, we are one of the best kept secrets down on the Parkway. You need to come down and be a part.
Yeah. And it's just so impressive when people walk in there because we have all 12 there.
It was really impressive. It was a tremendous bit of excitement with all the crowds coming in and then all the different Signature Academy specialists and all the principals, a lot of JRTC students. It was really fun.
And the 2 career tech centers. Sally, I'm going to quiz you.
Oh,
See
boy.
if we can remember all of our Signature Academies. You ready for this?
Oh, I'm going to be impressed.
No. I'm going to ask you. So we're going to be impressed.
Okay.
So let's see if we remember this. So Baker, what is it at Baker?
Health.
And advanced placement.
Oh, yes, right. That's their key, really.
Yeah, AP Capstone.
Capstone.
All of them have a health aspect, I think, to it. Then next we have Bryant, home of Coastal Studies.
I keep thinking about plumbing with Brian. I know that's wrong.
Yeah, Bryant, they have the twofold. They have the welding, and then they have where they grow the crawfish and all that. So they have the, and then the oyster beds. I know Sally spent a lot of time in those.
A lot of aquaculture.
With the
Yes.
aquaculture
really
stuff
fun
there.
stuff.
Then we have Blunt. There you go. That's what you were thinking earlier.
Yeah, Blunt's really the focus on health there. And they had a lot of students in nursing uniforms running around at the Blunt booth, and that was fun to see.
That was fun. And then sometimes I count BC Rain as a B, but most of the time as an R, but we'll count you since you're
Right.
here. You have the aviation
The
and
aviation,
aerospace.
correct.
Citronelle.
Citronelle Manufacturing.
Yep, which goes
Got
right
one
along
right.
with that corridor up there. That's fantastic. Davidson.
Davidson is epic, and I'm trying to remember the entire acronym.
All I remember is engineering.
Yeah.
Engineering pathways, something, but right.
And they have the IB too, I think. That
Yeah.
goes along
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
Then we have LaFleur, and they've kind of revamped themselves as a
Fine
magnet.
arts and a lot of drama and chorus music, focusing on developing the students in those areas.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then they also have health.
Healthcare and
And
law.
they also law. Yes. Yeah.
Then we have Murphy.
And
we have
Murphy,
a panther over here.
right? A very proud Panther. The Murphy University, which is, I guess, very similar to Baker's Capstone, very much of a focus on earning college credit while still in high school. And they also have a very strong JRTC program at Murphy that I think Colonel Barrow considers it the one of the prize places for JRTC. And I can't remember what else Murphy does in Signature
IB.
Academy World.
IB.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
IB and Murphy and Davidson. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which those are great programs for college preparedness.
Okay.
We have MGM.
MGM is horticulture. That's what I think of anyway. But I know they do a lot at MGM. It's a very big school.
They have a great horticulture program. They also have the medical science or the
Right, I
bio,
think it's the
biomedical.
biomedical.
Yeah,
Biomedical.
those are really intense classes.
We did a homeroom episode and met a student, and she's going to be an OBGYN. And it was just fascinating how focused she was and how she wants to help save lives. And so
She was very
fantastic.
impressive.
After M, we have Theodore.
Theodore just got a logistics academy,
They
which I think
did.
is fantastic.
They did. And then they also have they have an industry and an engineering down there.
Yeah, a lot of engineering.
And then we have Viger, IT, information technology.
Right,
They're doing a lot of cool stuff with virtual reality.
Yeah, they do. Video
app
games,
creation.
programming, things like that. A lot of coding.
And then we have Williamson. I think we got through it, but they have the
Williamson is
manufacturing.
welding
And the
manufacturing,
Maritime. That's right. 'Cause they have
Yeah.
the Austal partnership. So we got through it.
Yay!
Good job.
Yeah,
we got
yeah.
through it. And of course, the best is
Ours is the
BC
Signature Academy of Aviation and Aerospace Technology.
And we should also mention that the online portal to apply to a Signature Academy is open until February 9th, and it's on the website. I believe it's Career Academies, but if you go on MCPSS, you can find it there too.
Right.
because one question we get, and I know you get this too. So we have all these opportunities. We just named all of these signature academies that sound like a college major. So if you're interested in those, you can go there, but you don't have to end up doing that for the rest of your life.
Right. There are a lot of avenues. Just getting that foundation, I think, is just the biggest part. Hey, we want to introduce you to an industry and let you know what opportunities are available. But it's wide open. That field is wide open, and it just isn't building an airplane or working on an assembly line. It's so much that's needed in all of those type of companies. And I try to tell kids in our other academies, hey, you like business? They have business. You need personnel. You need people that can work in HR. So letting them know it's more than just building planes when you talk about aviation. Our students that are leaning toward engineering, hey, they need engineering. They need programmers. So all of it is basically leading them to a career or college based on their interests.
Right. You're still taking English, math, social studies, history, PE, which was not my favorite class. But you're doing all those, and you're still, one thing that I love, whether you're doing aviation or not at BC Rain, you're still having opportunities for internships and
Right.
mentorships. So tell us about that, because you're working on all the skills.
Right. So we do work on basically exposing them to companies. We do the field trips. We plan trips to some of the companies. This year we took our students over to ST Engineering, so they were able to see that side. Also visited the actual college, the aviation college in Berkeley, where Coastal actually continues, they would continue their learning if they decided to pursue that. And we also have the job shadowing coming up, so we have some students that will be going to Airbus to job shadow. Some students were able to job shadow at ST Engineering last year. So things like that to show them, hey, what you're doing is actually real. You'll see it when you get in industry.
Mm-hmm. And that's some of the soft skills that they're learning, to come to work on time and to interact with others. I know we had an intern in the Office of Communication. Sally spent a lot of time with her, and she was fantastic.
Well, she just made it plain from the very beginning that she wanted to learn everything there was to know about the communication fields. And I'm sure as a career coach, Regina, you are adept at helping students see that there's so many different careers out there. They may not have heard of them, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they can't do
Right.
them and do really well.
We do, and stress to them the academic side. Hey, you're getting foundations to prepare you for your future, and what we are exposing you to is hopefully to prepare you to select something that you might enjoy, and you can make a decent living, take care of yourself and your family. So I try to talk to them plain language. Hey, you need to prepare for your future, and this is an avenue for that.
It's just so cool, so different from when we were in school.
Yes. We didn't have it's just unimaginable the opportunities they have now compared to, when we were in high school. It was like, hey, you really need to take advantage of this, And talking about preparing, we are looking to expand the manufacturing side of our aviation program. So hopefully next year we'll be able to start offering some of those short certificates on the side, dealing with, the precision measurement, the torque, and the tooling side of it. So they'll get that piece as well.
That's so cool. And so you've been an educator for a while now.
Yes, I've been a part of Mobile County since 2002,
Mm-hmm.
so quite a bit. And I've had a nice experience. I've learned a lot. I mean, just so much and met so many great people. And the students just, top it off, being able to impact their lives and then see them become adults that are, ready to move into being like a full part of society and maybe actually contributing. So my experience has been unique in that a lot of the students that I work with now, I taught them as sixth graders
Oh, wow.
at Pillin. So to see them now grown up, and they're the same way when they see me, oh, Miss Rencher, we can't believe you're here and that we would see you again. So it's just so rewarding when you have that experience with the students.
Because what a difference, 6th grade to 12th.
Huge. Can you imagine?
I'm living it, yes.
Yes, so some of them were they were babies. They were still babies as sixth graders. And then to see them all mature, they're growing beards. And the girls are all into how they look. So, yeah.
Yeah. It is interesting when you go into middle school, and that's a special place to teach, I think, because they're just such difference. I was talking to a middle school teacher over the weekend, and just how they come in as, you don't want to say babies, but they're just so young and sweet and precious. And then by 8th grade, they're growing and they're ready for high school. So that's a fun transition then to get them back in high school.
Right, yes.
Yeah. And so any advice for parents of high schoolers, like what can they do to stay involved and to keep their kids on track?
I think just being supportive and maybe emphasizing the importance of, education and how it will prepare them for their future. And support whatever they're in, activities. I was a parent, I was there. They knew, hey, Ms. Rencher is coming. So support your students even in extracurricular, anything they're getting awards for. If they're a part of the Honor Society, they're getting inducted, be there.
Because
Just
they
be
want you
visible.
there, right? They're not going to tell you that probably, but you
Right.
think they want you there?
Oh, yes. Even though think they're grown, they want to see their parents there.
Well, we've been reading all of the applications for Teachers of the Year. And one thing that really struck me with one of the teachers' essays was how she felt that when she was growing up, she came from a single parent household and she didn't have the kind of opportunities that we're talking about. She didn't even have a parent who knew about those opportunities or felt like she was equipped to help her daughter. What made the big difference for her was her teacher, who took her aside and said, I'm going to show you how to apply to college. I'm going to show you do this, this, and this. And until she had that mentor in her life, she didn't even think college was a possibility. And so she credits that one teacher with her entire career because she went to college, did very well, and now she's a teacher, and an award-winning teacher in Mobile County Public Schools, who is mentoring so many other children that same way. So I think if we all think in terms of paying it forward and thinking in terms of it takes a village to keep children on the right track, I think it's just so exciting to know that you're making a huge difference in those children's lives.
Right.
That's why you do it, right?
Yes. You're making a difference. I mean, it's rewarding. And for me, I almost think of it as a ministry because I am touching their lives and ministering to them to help them with their future. So I like that part of it. It's rewarding.
Being that positive influence on them. And I think that's so important for kids just to have someone they can turn to, and hopefully that person can be at home, but also when they come to school, someone to
Right.
trust and who can guide them.
That's correct.
Yeah. So that's fantastic.
Well, can we talk a little bit about the history of BC Rain? Because I do think it's interesting to see the way the school has changed just in the last 10 years.
Yes, I think it has changed even with the demographics, but the goal is still the same, to prepare the students and to see some of the alumni come back and say, oh, we didn't offer this. It has really changed, even with what's being offered, the programs. In addition to the aviation, you have the other academies, they can come in and they're seeing the nursing facility where it's just assimilated, like hospital rooms. So they come back and they see that, oh, man, I wish we had this when we were here. So, yeah, I think alumni really see it differently when they come back.
Yeah. We had an event there recently with Representative Barbara Drummond.
Yes.
Because she has contributed a lot to BC Rain and to Mobile County Public Schools in general, but specifically to the aviation program, and helped you guys to be able to hire the person, Mr. Booth.
Right.
And she was impressed. And
Yes.
she brought some friends from Airbus to look. And I just think everyone who leaves that place just feels like, wow.
Right, and we want people to know about it. I mean, a lot of people in the community have no idea. They passed the school or they've never been that far down on the parkway, and they are amazed when they hear and see what we have to offer there. And Representative Drummond, I mean, just fantastic, and the way she's promoted the program, and she sees, hey, this is a pathway for the students, and I want to make sure it happens.
Yeah, she wants every kid to be successful.
Right.
And when you see that, that's one of her goals. She wants them to be successful and to find the school for them and to get the program and to advance to college or career. But she also wants people to know the great things we're doing in Mobile County.
Right. The positive things, you know, they tend to focus on the negative, and it can be one incident and it'll overshadow all of the good. So we do want to put the positive out there.
Yeah. And Sally gets to do that through Learning Leading You, and we took that class to BC Rain.
Yes.
And I hope we'll get to do that again this year.
Yes.
It was, I believe, in March. It might have been in February. And everyone in the class was so impressed with having the event inside the aviation dome and getting to see the planes and all the equipment the students had to work with.
Right.
And that was really interesting.
It was. And just the building itself, you know, from the outside, you see aerospace training facility and probably not even think about what does that mean or what's actually in the building. So when people walk in and they see the full-size hangar and, you know, the planes in there and they're working on
The cranes.
So, yes, we want people to know, come and visit, you know.
It really is one of our best secrets. And you will never leave BC Rain like feeling bad. You'll always feel good because you
Right.
know that our future is in good hands with all those students.
I agree.
It's fantastic.
Well, I do think it'd be fun to talk a little bit about some of the other opportunities at BC Rain beyond the Signature Academy. Can you give us a little bit of an overview with how many students you have and what sort of career paths? Well, when y'all first start talking about careers, I'm assuming as soon as the students arrive, but maybe just talk a little bit about how y'all funnel everyone around with careers and classes that suit them.
Right. So as far as our academies, in addition to the signature, you know, we have that. We do have the leadership, which is your JRTC, and we have a very good program. We have 3 instructors, and they compete. You know, they do all of the rifling and the drilling, but it's a very popular program at our school. We also have business, the administration, and we have business marketing. So the marketing is real attractive to our boys because of the sports and the entertainment piece, and their design and graphics for the different events that we hold on campus. So for every football game, the students designed a graphic with the opposing team and some type of flair. It was
That's fun. That's a way to make it practical.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
very
and,
good.
And they
Creativity.
actually designed some of the posters highlighting some of our students. I know they did it for the flag football, took pictures of the girls and made them look all tough. And those posters were hung outside our stadium, so it was
Yeah.
very impressive.
Those girls are tough.
Yes, and then we have the health sciences, which leads to that CNA certification, and our fine arts with the chorus and band.
So many great things happening
Yes.
at BC Rain.
That's really awesome.
That is awesome. Well, thank you for everything that you're doing at BC Rain and for all the Red Raider Nation there. We're excited about your future. And that's all the time we have. We'll catch you next time on Learning Leading Now.